Just nobody told me I was talking to myself. I was going to say, I guess I'll recap everything that I said while I was clearly had myself muted. Hopefully it's working now. What I was getting at was I do jokingly talk shit about other breakers. I mean, on a relatively regular basis. I mean, mostly just because I don't care for calling people out about their BS. I will say that I was doing some announcements just pretty much saying that we'll run one more case of Stadium Club. I don't know if I'll run it as a whole case or or a half case with a ×2 option. Might try the half case just because for whatever reason it seems like the smaller teams are the ones that aren't getting picked up. And I would assume if a team that, let's say it's $25 or $30 right now, if it dropped down to 10 or 15, people might just scoop it up to be like, if I grab a couple of these, there's a better chance to have like autographs or build a set or whatever. So we'll probably do that half case wise, and then just give a ×2 option if you want your team in the second half of the case. I have 4 cases of Stadium Club total, so we'll run that case, and then I will put the last case in some mixers. I also mentioned that I got that Luminaries is coming out, I believe, the beginning of February. I can't remember how many cases I have coming. I do know I have 8 cases of 5-star coming in the middle of February. Series 1, there's going to be 10 cases of Jumbo, and I have 3 or 4 cases of Hobby coming. I'm going to definitely do a player break of Series 1 probably in the first or second day that it's released. Probably the second day. I think it released on a Wednesday, so we'll probably do it Friday. I'm going to try to do more player breaks in general just because it seems like you guys like them, but I want to kind of make it like a regular thing because I think there's certain guys in the group that only do player breaks. They don't do team breaks at all. I have more Bowman's Best came in as well. I'm going to have that in some mixers probably here. I might also post another like half case with a ×2 option for that as well because you guys seem to really enjoy the Bowman's Best. We had Jordan Groshans to start us off. Green Moreno. Lars Nootbaar, Josh Bell. Going Yard, Pujols. I was also talking about, I jokingly said with Steve if we're running a couple cases, we have Marte, Muncy, Biggio, Arenado, Jeter, Kreidler, Jeter again. Then I'd start breaking at home. I don't know if I'd actually ever start breaking at home again. We got Steele Walker. However, if we did start getting 2 or 3 breaks to fill every single night, I could actually have a consistent schedule. It's really hard because I still work full-time, which I think most of you at this point know that. But it's really hard to come home from work and then be like, all right, I don't really have a plan. A break's not really full, but it's kind of full. I can't just be like, all right, I'm going to go to the shop and hang out with myself whenever my wife's at home. Like, I kind of like, I don't know if anybody's married or has a girlfriend. You go try to tell your wife or girlfriend, hey, I'm just going to leave and kind of like go hang out by myself at the shop. Like, I have to hang out and spend time with her. Not that I don't want to. That's not what I'm trying to say. Just we have Garcia without a planned schedule. Mathewson, Cobb, Hayes. I can't be like, all right, I'm going to go hang out at the shop and not do fuck all. Aaron Judge, instead of hanging out with you. So that would also make the breaks probably happen earlier. I would prefer to actually start breaking at like 8 or 8:30. We have Nick Lodolo. There's a lot of times we don't fill breaks till after that point in time, though. We have Bello, Abreu, Woodruff, Nimmo, Bryant, Gibson, Arenado, Larry Walker, Michael Grove, Corbin Carroll, Joe Morgan, Hank Aaron, Brady Singer. We have Albert Pujols. Also, the shipping is a little bit behind. It's all going to get shipped out if you haven't got tracking or haven't got anything emailed to you. Everything, I'm going home and printing out the labels to a bunch of stuff that's already packaged up when I get done breaking tonight. And then Matt Chapman, Ryan Sandberg, Nolan Ryan, Massey, Canseco. Everything other than the pick your player break is going to get dropped off at some point tomorrow, whether it's in the morning or in the evening. And then hopefully the pick your player break should be dropped off by Monday. The first Stadium Club will be dropped off with this stuff as well. So the only thing that will not ship out by like Sunday the latest is going to be the football break we did yesterday, and then the pick your player Bowman's Best. And that's only because Canseco, Bo Naylor, Tony Gwynn, Aaron Judge, Paul Goldschmidt, Boggs, Freeman, Rodon, Gray, Snell, Ripken, Bichette, Seaver, Lindor, Ott, Jones, Stevenson, Alcantara, Turner, Garcia, Baez, and Anderson. As I haven't really trained Dylan how to sort like a pick your player. And because we hit some monsters in that, I don't want to risk it being messed up and to just go back and check all his work on the pick your player. It's like really hard. So I'm just going to sort it myself. We have Gunnar Henderson while trying to teach him how to do it. We have Wagner, Waldachuk, Mountcastle, Mitchell, Biggio. Because of the bronchitis and the snow last week, I've been working like 10-hour days. We have Franco, Peterson, Veritek, Tellez, because I don't have any PTO to take. We have Robinson, Bench, Ray, and if you guys don't know, for where I work at, if it snows, they like close the building, so I can't go into like work. Like they had 2 days where like the building was closed last week. It's stupid, but it is what it is. We have Perez, Suzuki, Wainwright, Frank Thomas, Haniger, Crawford. We have Bobby Witt Jr. on the refractor going to the Royals. And that's going to go to Tim Carson. By the way, the Steel Walker is going to Brandon. Nice Bobby. I actually like this picture of Bobby Witt. And we get the Instavision Mike Trout. 1 per case. Not necessarily a case hit. So I hope that answered anybody's questions or concerns or whatever else with anything that's been going on. And keeps everybody up to date with the schedule. And yes, my statement or me talking a little bit of shit about a company that grosses probably $20+ million a year giving away a $25 autograph as their monthly giveaway is 100% true. We have Aaron Judge, Chisholm, Bellinger, Colas, Votto, Ramirez, Altuve, Ty Cobb, Ortiz, Woods, Richardson, Rollins, Vientos, Fielder, Kershaw, Fisk, Triumphirants, Smith, Adolis Garcia, Cavalli, Cruz, Hall, Kirby, Alec Thomas. We have Davis Martin for the White Sox. And how are you doing, Devin? I was going to say, hopefully you're having a good start to your weekend. We have Patrick Sandoval, J-Rod, Adames, Cortez, Stargell, Verdugo, Hernandez, Bobby Witt Jr., Cabrera, Pena, Burleson, Robert, Cabrera, Clark, Wallner. We have a 67 out of 199, Mr. Cub himself, Ernie Banks, on the orange. We have Aranda and Buster Posey. We have Ichiro. God bless it so far. Let's knock on wood and hope it stays this way, that they're not flipped over at all. The audio and sound are all coming back, right? Also, I gotta say welcome back, Josh Templeton. I don't know if you're back in the card game and took a break, or you, for whatever reason, nope, obviously I spoke too soon about the cards being flipped over. Yeah, it's definitely not I think the reason, like, normally product like this, for instance, like if I go to them and be like, I want more Series 1, I bet you I could probably get more cases of Series 1, which actually I'm probably going to ask for more jumbos. 10's probably enough. However, I might try to get some more just because I think that it might do a little bit better, because the checklist for Series 1 is... This year's rookie class, 2023 rookie class was great. one of the better rookie classes, has a lot of good players in it. I think it's even going to be better once Jordan Walker started to heat up at the back end of the year. Like, I think people are going to see how good Jordan Walker actually is. They're going to see how good Josh Jung is. He's going to have a full year. I think he'll stay healthy this year. Obviously, Corbin Carroll's a stud. And then you just have some other guys that are really good that just didn't play as much as they could have so far, like the Gunnar Henderson, the Adley Rutschman. We have Cronenworth, Chipper Jones, Varsho. But I think the 2024 rookie class is even better. We have Jimenez, Hall, Waters, Musgrove, Joe Mauer, Wright, Bichette, Palmer, Otani, Ruiz, Yelich, DeGrom, Nola, Massey, Canseco, Bay, Dale Murphy, Zach Gallen. 25 out of 25 on the rainbow foil, Jordan Groshans. Going to the Marlins. And Regis, I was going to say, speaking of the Marlins, where has Zach Ryder been? Normally jumps all over the Marlins. We got Jimenez, Rogers, Rodon, Gray, and Nolan Ryan. Brooks Robinson, Bogarts, Marte, Devers, Williams, Jones, Stevenson, Freeman, Semien, Larry Walker. On the red, I think there's going to be an auto behind him. There is. Cole Ragan's going to the Rangers, and he was good at the back end of the season. He is obviously, it's going to Robbie Coleman. He's obviously with the Royals now, part of a trade. It's part of the Adolis, he was part of the Aroldis Chapman trade. Adolis, part of the Aroldis Chapman trade to get Chapman over to the Rangers. We have Alonso, Tucker, Green, Moreno, Ott, Gossman, Torrey Hunter, Otani, Max Fried, JT Realmuto, Arenado, Jeter, Groshans, Steer, Gooden. We're going to have Bernie Williams on the photographer's proof going to the Yankees. Bernie Williams playing a little bit of electric guitar. Super underrated center fielder. Kind of like the glue guy for those Yankees teams in the 90s. We have Oscar Gonzalez, Machado, Cobb, Hayes, Craig Biggio, Blade, Mattingly. We have Javier Baez on the black, Peraza, and Bob Gibson. Have Ty Cobb, Hayes, Biggio, Downs, Bobby Witt, Woods Richardson, Guerrero, Dawson, Arenado, Jeter, Groshans, Riley, Stroman, Stanton, Yu Darvish, Munson, Green, Moreno, Ott, Contreras, Volpe, David Ortiz, Betts. We have Stanton, Jones, Stevenson, Freeman, Henderson, and Miguel Vargas. We're going to have Cal Ripken on the triumvirates, Horner, McClanahan, Rodon, Gray, Nolan Ryan, Taylor Ward, Tyler Stevenson. We're going to have Michael Stefanik going to the Angels, and that's going to go to Joe. There's been a Mike Trout Insta-Vision. I wouldn't say necessarily that card's 100% a banger, though, but it's still a nice card. We have Bo Jackson, Rutschman, Massey, Canseco. A case, it's a case. We have Bay, Barrios, Contreras, Cole, McGuire, Casas. But we're only into the second box. Wright, Bichette, Palmer, Mariano Rivera, Jung. We have Sonny Gray. And then we're going to have Roger Clemens, Wesneski, Cronenworth, and Chipper Jones. Ozzie Smith, Leo Paguero, Chris Bryant, Brandon Woodruff, Bieber, and Jack Flaherty. And then the third box here. But I will post I don't know. I don't know who's in the Pokemon. I know Steve might hop in a Pokemon break, but I'm going to post a full case of ETBs for Pokemon. tomorrow. I have 4 people interested. It's going to be an 8-person break. No, I didn't miss an autograph. We have Juan Soto. That's the 4th one, Robbie. He's just sideways, so I didn't want to put it. I mean, he's just sideways, so I didn't put him up there. I didn't miss an autograph. As much as I like, I have like a love-hate relationship with landscape cards. I think they're pretty good for like Stadium Club, but in general, I think they're terrible. Unless it's like a high-end product. Like if you get like a Diamond Icons or something, cool. Sideways card, but like, I don't know. The Paldean Fates. I wasn't lying when I said that. Steve, I legitimately got 80 elite trainers. And I have the whatever the stickers are. The stickers came in as well. I'll open them up and show them to you, Steve, because I know you kind of, I don't know, do you collect sealed stuff? I can't remember, but I'll show you what else came in with the set. And then the windowed boxes and the booster bundles come in February. Well, that's because Topps won't let me get a fucking account, Robbie. I don't know what else to do. I'm about to have a 3,000 square foot building of just nerdy shit. Bro, I'm gonna be like the Chinese laundromat that's laundering money for the Yakuza. Because in the front, it's going to be all Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! And in the back, I'm going to have the good shit. And we're going to be breaking sports cards in the back. But you're only going to be able to get the nerdy shit in the front. Like, it's like I'm fucking running the drugs out the back. It's fucking stupid. And they become, like, super strict about it. So, I mean, not really much I can do about it other than just break them. We have Tyler Freeman, Roger Hornsby, Pasquantino, Singer, Clark. And there's no, like... Most places aren't even giving you allocation anymore. So, like, I can buy a case off of DealerNet and pay, like, almost full price for what the boxes cost to sell them in the store. But that's about all I can do. We got Buster Posey, Aaron Judge, Chisholm, Vaughn, Diaz, Albies, Crawford, Hank Aaron. And when I ask about it, the dude just fucking ignores me. It's like, we're not making more stores. I'm like, look, motherfucker, I know you've added more stores. I know guys that got accounts that came in the fucking program in the wait list after me. Like, Josh Smith, Adolis Garcia, Langliers, they're not gonna like me at the fucking Topps conference this year because I might give somebody a good old fucking Mean Joe Green fucking jab in the gut. We have Buxton, Bregman, Rosarena, Davis, Mathewson, Sandoval, J-Rod, Syndergaard, Torres, Eckersley, Wallner, Verdugo, Cabrian Hayes. I was gonna say Salvador Perez, Suzuki. Griffey Jr., Brennan, Yount, Bryant, Gibson, Walker, Baez, Tim Anderson, Batty, Cabrera, Meyer, Ramirez, Altuve, Otani, Marte, Muncy, Bernie Williams, Corey Lee, Satchel Paige, Mountcastle, Garrett Mitchell, Story, Raleigh, Garcia, Cease, Skubal, Burns, Bench, Ray. We have Chris Bryant on the members only going to the Rockies. Well, my big issue, too, is, like, I deal with other guys, like, people ask me questions, right, Steve? Like, I was talking to another shop, and, they were like, oh, you got in the break program, that's great, it's probably way better than having, like, a store account or whatever else. And then he was bitching about the profit margin on Topps product. He was like, it's nowhere near what Panini is. I'm like, bro, like, okay, I'll explain this to you guys right now. Absolute Football. Like, when fucking, like, any of the big companies that get, like, cases of Absolute Football is allocated at $190. And you have dudes breaking that shit for $750 a box. Like, nothing should have that much profit margin. Like, the profit margin should be 25 to 45%. Like, there's no fucking way people should be breaking stuff for 500% profit and be like, I'm such a good guy. I broke that Absolute box at $650 that I paid $189 for. Like, I'm over here fucking sucking 3 dicks to fucking get a box for like $5.50 a box. That's why I don't break a lot of footballs, because I don't get anything fucking allocated pretty much. So I got to pay like whatever full price is. And then if the price goes down, I lose money. Like but then you got dudes over there like, oh, I don't understand. I'm just not making enough money. Like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like, these people don't want to work for money. They just want shit given to them. We have Nick Lodolo and Brian Bello. So what's wrong with fucking America? No, just gonna get me on a blue collar rant here. We have Freddie Freeman. Anyway, they'll go back to breaking cards. We have Rodon, Waters, Jonathan India, Burleson. Oh, if they ever take my account, they're going to have to start getting channels banned on YouTube, because I'm going to make a lot of noise. It's going to be bad. We have Xander Bogaerts. We have Altuve, Olsen, Alvarez, Mike Trout, Stowers, Crawford, Jeremy Pena. We have Greg Weissert, 21 out of 50. Going for the Yankees. I was just like, yo, like, really? Like, he's like, bro, he's the dude was pretty much like, Topps just doesn't have enough profit margin for me. That 30%, on a box that's like, okay, on Stadium Club it can suck ass, right? Like, really, you make maybe $25 on a box of Stadium. Like, you can't make $25, $30 on a box of Stadium Club, right? But on some of the higher end stuff, at 30%'s a lot. Like, if you're selling, like, let's say it's, I don't know, we'll use Dynasty. Let's say Dynasty, which is fucking overpriced in the first place. Let's say it comes out $800 a box. You got Walker, Grove, Piazza, Tovar, Snyder, Kershaw, Fisk, Acuna Jr., Ortiz. 30% of like 800, or let's say it's 750. 30% of 750 is what, like $300 a box? Like, what's wrong with that? You're making $300 a box for a one-card box that you just got to open up? Like, I'm confused about why that's not enough money. Like, what kind of drug crackheads do you have to pay? Like, I mean, if you're paying, I guess you're paying everybody in your store six figures, then sure. I mean, I get it. Like, some people do bust their ass, but in reality, like, Woods, Richardson, Severino, Larkin, Castillo, Hernandez, Kirby. Part of the reason why the price of the boxes are so high has to do with the distributors, but some of it, I'm starting to realize, is just people are fucking greedy. We have Cabrera, Wander Franco, Jock Peterson, Jones, Varsho, Abrams, Senga, George Brett. We have Bryce Harper, Cabrera, Pena, Bichette, Palmer, Cronenworth, Hernandez, Nimmo. We have Matt Wallner for the Twins. And then you get the other side of it on the TCG stuff where, like, people are like, the store shouldn't be allowed to make money. I should get all of my Pokemon boxes for distributor's cost. And I'm like, bro, like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you want your local gaming store to survive if they sell it for the price they pay for it? Like, they still have bills to pay. Like, it's why, like, in sports cards, everybody's like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna make as much money as I can. In Pokemon, everyone's like, fuck you. You could, they're like all communists or something. We have Aranda, Posey, Canseco, Bay, Wright, Hoskins, Randy Johnson, Alvarez, Chapman, Sandberg, Gray, Nolan Ryan, Massey, Blackman, Verlander. We have a Shohei Ohtani, 50 out of 99, going yard. The prime example is Lorcana right now, because Lorcana has been like so up and down market-wise that those people go, like, I tried to post some, because I have a bunch of like Rise of the Floodborn, right? The second set of Lorcana. I posted it at MSRP, like, it wasn't even MSRP, it was 140, which is like $5 less than what MSRP are. And dudes were like, you're a fucking dick. Like, I can get this at 125 on TCG Player. I was like, well, then fucking go buy for 125 on TCG Player, where the dude's fucking charging you tax and goddamn shipping. We have Shohei on the going yard. Nice hit for Joe. We have Babe Ruth and Juan Soto. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely good breakers there, and there's some like it's just. You have Will Clark. I can finally talk and rant now too, because before it like hurt to talk. I was breaking while I was like, I couldn't even breathe. The guys that also sell out their groups for like the bigger breakers are fucking wild to me too. There's a few guys that are okay. Like, I know I've kind of gone at Dan Reed every once in a while, but Dan Reed, him joining the break club makes sense, right? Like, where he was at makes sense, but some of the other guys that have joined other big groups, it doesn't make any sense. Like the guy that absolved them. Well, I guess he did absolve them too, but I meant to use the word absorbed, because he did actually destroy their group as well as then absorb the person that broke, right? That shit's wild to me too, because some of those guys were actually like got a decent amount of product themselves. Maybe their salaries are really big and that's why they did it. I just couldn't imagine working 3 years to build up a group of thousands of people to be like, all right, bro, I'll come work for you and just do whatever you say. Like, that's something wild too. And that's how you lose a lot of good breakers, because what happens is these big dudes try to take the good breakers and like, all right, now they're stuck, right? Like, they don't have the flexibility they once had. Like, if I work for somebody else and they're like, oh, you got to make X amount of money, I couldn't be like, yeah, sure. For instance, I think Regis took, 7 teams at the end and got a pretty hefty discount for taking the 7 teams. Like, if I work for somebody else, I'd have to go get, like, it written off and approval. I couldn't have just been like, all right, sure, fill it up. So it's always wild to me, too, like, I mean, that is, like, true capitalism, though, right? Like, if you build a company, a lot of people sell their companies, but there's a lot of shit that goes on, like, behind the scenes, or, like, I don't fucking know. Blowout pissed me off the other day, too, but he fixed it. I was going to say, this dude, I said, hey, we made a deal for some stuff I have from, like, a couple years ago, like some football boxes, like, higher-end stuff. Like, I had, like, some National Treasure single boxes that were sitting around or whatever else, right? So I sent him the boxes, and I'm like, yo, I need a check. I don't want the EFT from DealerNet, because the EFT, you can only get like $3,000 off of DealerNet a month or some bullshit. And they charge you like $20. It's some racketeering bullshit. We have Maddox, we have Benintendi, Willis, Steer, Gooden, Ortiz, and this dude fucking sends me the EFT thing and fucking gets pissed off at me about, like, I was like, yo, I needed a check. Like, what the fuck are you doing? We have Jimenez, Rogers. But he fixed it. Like, eventually he's like, yeah, my fault. I didn't read the messages. Glavin, Webb, Blade, Mattingly, Alonzo, Devers, Williams, Griffey Jr. Are people just bitching about, like, stupid shit like Brennan? I'll have to show you this guy's box one time. I'll bring the box. It's still sitting on my table as, like, a memento of how retarded the other Charm City guy is. We have Downs. Wait, I shouldn't say it like that. I didn't mean it like that. I meant it as in the sense of, like, how Gillis would use that word, or like how in South Park, I'm going to say a word, someone can cut it out and I can just get canceled later, but it's fine. But how in the episode for South Park, they had, like, the fags, the Harley riders, like that kind of using the word. So I apologize for using the word. I didn't mean malicious intent of anybody that has mental handicap. We have Batty, Cabrera, Maurer, but this dude sent back a box. He, Riley, Stroman, we're going to have Trout, Freed, JT Realmuto, Syndergaard, Torres, Eckersley, Smith, Paguero. I sent him a case of Bowman. We have Rutschman, Horner, McClanahan, Freeman, Hornsby, Pasquantino, Yogi Berra, which if anybody knows how Topps ships anything, or Fanatics, or GC Packaging, they literally just send you the case. They don't, like, rebox it. It's literally just, like, the case of that I had on Stadium Club. They just send it like that. They don't send in any extra thing. So, it's like Bowman's cases, it was a case of jumbo. So, it's a big case. It's also heavy. So, I just sent him the case. He's like, the case had a ding in the corner. I had to open it up. And one of the boxes was so damaged that we have to exchange it out. So, I sent him, like, a box I've sent around or whatever to exchange it out. I get this box back. It has like 0 damage to it. I'm like, yo, what the fuck's this guy talking about? We have Reynolds, Perez, Bo Jackson, Adley Rushman. He was like, next time you need to double box it or it could have cost you a lot of money. And I'm like, bro, like I'm like an hour away from you. Next time I'm going to throw that shit on your fucking porch myself. We have Diaz, Albies, JD Martinez, Ronald Acuna Jr., fucking damn kumquat. We have Betts, Triumphants. All right, now I'm done. Now I'm done on my angry soapbox. We have McGuire, Casas, Langeliers, Buxton, Bregman, Correa, Jazz, Chisholm Jr. We have Cody Thomas for the Athletics. That's going to go to Regis. Part of the closing teams. I don't know if you grab this team first. No, this is part of the closing teams because this is the one where you guys had that. I don't even remember her name right now, but you guys ended up having that chick leave. Mike said something to her, and then like 3 of you guys laughed at the comment or hit a thumbs up, and she left. Roger Clemens, Wisniewski, Bo Bichette, Jim Palmer, Cronenworth, Bryce Terang, Rod Carew, Joe Musgrove, Nolan Gorman, Cedric Mullins, Bay, Wright, Vaughn Grisham, Mackenzie Gore. We got Corbin Carroll on the Stadium Club Chrome. Nice one here for the Diamondbacks. I'll just say what I will say is if you ever want a deal or anything like that, and then, I mean, people can argue it's not being transparent, but if you're going to work out a multi-team deal and, like, want to negotiate it or whatever and have, like, a starting point, it's much easier to just message me in private. Because if you really think about it, here's how I'm going to explain it, right? Let's say I accept her thing, and really the Stadium Club break was up at the time for, what, maybe 24 hours? Which, obviously, like I mentioned in the beginning, I'd really prefer if we could, and we'll maybe get there probably halfway through this year, I'm hoping, to be breaking 2 or 3 breaks a night, right, on a regular basis. But let's say that, like, a break was only up for 24 hours, and I set the precedence that I'm going to take 40% off of all teams within 24 hours by accepting her offer. Now I'm going to have random people that, like, if Regis or, like, let's say Brian or Austin or even Steve, anybody that's watching right now that's in breaks on a regular basis, if you come up with an offer and, like, it's not moving well or whatever else, most of the time you guys have seen that I will work with you, especially if you're active in the group. Because, like, if you're active, like, I'm okay giving people, like, deals or whatever else because you're active, you're supporting the group, it's making things move along more smoothly. But if you're some random, I don't need random people offering, we have Mathewson, huge discounts, because if I do that, then there's going to be other random people be like, oh, like, he'll just take whatever to fill stuff. Like, we have Assad, A-Rod, Williams, Corey Lee, Satchel Paige, Volpe, Alek Manoah. We have Connor Capel. Because trust me, if I could just make the breaks a lot cheaper, I would just make them cheaper. Like, it's not a... I'm pricing it based off of kind of what the market is and also what I paid for the boxes. And I try to make my prices lower than other people. And if there's a reputable group where it's not like... There's like some Broken Fire Hands. Their name's not Broken Fire Hands, but like Fire Hands group that, like, literally, I don't know if they know who the fuck Jordan Walker is, but I shit you not, the price on their breaks is like $50 cheaper for the Cardinals every single time. And people were trying to use that as like, oh, well, this group's doing the Cardinals for that. And I said, yeah, and how many times do you get the Cardinals in that group? Never, because the same 3 people grab them right away because the guy doesn't know who the fuck Jordan Walker is. We have Oscar Gonzalez, Manny Machado, Severino, Larkin, Castillo, Rivera, Jung, Guerrero. But if you give me like another breaker and be like, hey, this is kind of what's going on, and like I see other breakers, like your price a little bit high, like I'll normally just match and be like, cool, man, like I didn't realize other people felt this way about the checklist. I will say in Tier 1, people were rocking people over the head with the Orioles because Gunnar Henderson's not in Tier 1. I don't know if people realize that or not. But if you're charging the same price for a true Tier 1 break and Gunner's not in there, like Rutschman doesn't hold the same weight Gunner does, so why would his prices be as high as everybody else? But people are charging like $250 a case. We have Mookie Betts, Stanton. That's how I know people don't look at the checklist. We have Cease, Skubal, Burns, Vargas, Contreras, Verlander, Peraza, Bob Gibson, Alvarez, Mike Trout, Stowers, Ward, Ricky Henderson. We have Bryce Harper, 2 out of 99. Going to the Phillies. I was going to say he thinks he's some sort of badass motherfucker in this picture. Fucking bum. No, he's actually really good, but you know what? Screw all Philly sports. I hope Mike McGarity stubs his toe. Nice hit, bud. We're going to have Guerrero Jr., Dawson, Piazza, Tovar. I can't wait for that offensive line to be god-awful. No more tush-push next year without Kelsey. We have Barrios, Contreras. Tom Seaver on the black. We have Yu Darvish, Thurman Munson, Chipper Jones, Varsho, Abrams, Brown, Rizzo, Goldschmidt, Shane Bieber, and Jack Flaherty. But Gabe comes in all like quiet, like the Stadium Club is amazing. I said it before. I told my wife yesterday. I said I love Stadium Club as a product. I hate breaking Stadium Club, but it's not that I don't hate break. It's not that I hate breaking Stadium Club because of how many cards there are. We have a J-Rod here for the Mariners. Or, like, it just takes a lot to sort. Like, none of that stuff bothers me. The reason I don't like breaking Stadium Club is because I feel like I would rather have them have almost put... And it's going to sound maybe a little crazy. Maybe people don't agree with this. I would have rather almost had them do a kind of how, like, Donruss Elite Extra Edition does it, where maybe they have some more parallels that are numbered to, like, a 499 or something. It's almost like Chrome, where there's just more... numbered cards. You can go back to Sims, Steve. That's fine. I was going to say, if you want to overpay for breaks and deal with a guy that has dog hair all over his cards, by all means, go for it. I don't know if the dog hair part's true, so don't quote me on that. Just his dog's, like, all over the fucking place, dog. Like... And I know that there's a few people in this group that go to Sims, and I don't really give a shit if they go and tell them. It is what it is. He can catch me outside if he really feels some way about it. He kicked me out of his group because he thought I was stealing people, and I definitely was not messing with any of the dudes in his group. Like... Funny thing about Kyle, though, the guy that owns the thing, when I first started breaking, I said, hey, man, like, somebody told me you got a GTS account, like, and this was when GTS was, like, this is 2021, right? So GTS still had limits, but he wasn't maxing his limits every month or whatever. And I was like, hey, man, like, I really can't get product. Is there any way I can order through you, and I'll pay, like, whatever the price is from GTS, whatever the price is from GTS, and I'll come and pick it up so you don't have to ship it, right? And I'll pay for the credit card fees or whatever it costs from GTS, not a big deal. But that way it gives me some space, because I explained to you guys, like, earlier on here that the distributor normally charges, like, maybe you can make $25, $50 on a box. Like, even football, like, it'll be like, Absolute Football was, I think I paid like $6 something a box. I don't know what it's at now. I mean, I think normally Absolute Football normally goes up, which is why I bought 3 boxes at that price, because I know at the worst case scenario we don't break them, I can sell them. But I was like, yo, like, I just want to kind of like start this. Like, I really enjoy opening cards. This dude had the nerve to tell me that he not only needed me to pay for the thing, but he needs to make 15% on top of what GTS charges. I said, bro, if you add 15% to what on top of what GTS charges, I'm paying more than I could just buy it from Blowout. Or like a Blowout or like Dave and Adams. I'm like, why would I ever do that? And like the benefit of me buying on his account is that everything's based off of a spend. So let's say you spend $400,000 on baseball, like you get allocation based on how much money you spend. Best businessman in Maryland. We have Will Brennan. We have Robin Yount. Corey Seager, Vaughn Grisham, Mackenzie Gore, Gibson. Also, I wasn't asking. Do you know who? So I guess some of you guys know who he is because I forget Mark's up north too. We have Sandoval, Julio Rodriguez. Now the Bel Air guy I heard is pretty decent though. So we have Glavin, Webb, Maddox, Bo Naylor, Tony Gwynn, Chris Bryant. Now I don't mind Baseball Card Outlet either. Some of the dudes in there are douchebags, but the one owner is actually pretty nice. We have Pena, Hall, Rollins, Vientos, Ramirez, Altuve, Pasquantino, Joe Ryan, Sosa, Fielder, Wainwright, Frank Thomas, Mountcastle, and Garrett Mitchell. We have Triumvirates. We have Ichiro, Liberatore, Cabrera, Willie Adamas, Cortez, Prado, Sale, Betts, McCutcheon, Urias, Stargell, Cavalli, Cruz, Bryant, Gibson, Yelich. We have Murphy, Harper, Lee, Page, Batty, Brown, Rizzo, Prado, Aaron Judge, Chisholm, Cabrera, Meyer, Griffey Jr., Terrain, Carew, Cruz, Josh Smith, and Garcia. Yeah, like the two guys that are actually are pretty decent store owners are both named Mel. Because the dude over in what's his name's was helping me out a lot early on over in Arbutus area, but he started when he realized that I had like a break account or like was getting stuff from distributor. He really started to try to fuck me, like not in the sense of like screw me over, but he started to try to charge me more money. Benintendi, Willis, Pujols, Cal Ripken, Yu Darvish. We have Simeon Woods Richardson. We have Aranda. We have Posey, Bagwell, Molina, Mays, Turner, Snell, Cease, Chapman, Sandberg, Ortiz, Torkelson, Carroll, Bell, Alcantara, Stanton, Ruth, Soto, Morgan, Burleson, Luis Robert, Kreidler, Lars Nootbaar, Don Mattingly on the black. We have Alvarez, Olson, Haniger, Veritek, Tellez, Hornsby, Matsui, Harris II, Robinson, Honus Wagner, Crawford, Bench, Trout, Eddie Murray. We have Meneses, Waldachuk, Bellinger, Colas, Kershaw, Fisk, Freeman, Tatis Jr., Springer, Votto, Abreu, Hernandez, Kirby. We got Ichiro on the chrome. Also, unless they change their mind, they're not making Stadium Club Chrome this year. We have Michael Grove on the black. We have Detmers and Garrett Cole. The shop's in Brooklyn Park. It's in Anne Arundel County, so it's technically Brooklyn Park, I was going to say, but it's actually Brooklyn if you put in the street address because they think I'm in the city, but I'm not quite in the city. If you know where Milt's Rendezvous is, it's across the street from that. We have Salvador Perez, which apparently people know what it is because they have good karaoke or something. I don't know. I don't eat there because they had like 3 people with COVID and didn't make them leave work. Oh, there's supposed to be triple threads last time I checked. When I asked my rep, he said triple threads is coming out. He doesn't have a date for it, as well as there's something else that's coming out. I know Formula 1 comes out soon, Formula 1 Chrome, because I pre-ordered that. Can't think what else. Let's see, there's triple threads. Luminaries is the beginning of February. 5-star, unless it moves, is the middle of February, like a week or two after Luminaries. Obviously, Series 1 is on Valentine's Day because they want nobody to get laid. Luminaries is the first week of February. I think it already actually shipped. They want everybody ripping Series 1 and not banging their girlfriends and wives because tops. I don't know why they would make that I mean, I understand, I guess, why they make it a Wednesday release and they can't control when Valentine's Day is. But, like, come on, man. Just put it on Friday. Like, sometimes they have, like, no awareness of, like, anything that's going on in the world. I swear to God. So I live in Pasadena, but the shop's in more towards the city. It's on the edge of the city and the county. And I'm actually moving as close as you can to the city. Still a little bit unsure if I actually want to move, but my plan is to move to down the street. And the guy that owns this building said he's going to build me a brand new building. So we'll see. See what actually happens. We got Mike Trout, Stowers, Cease, Wheeler, Story, Albies, Mookie Betts, Stanton, Screwball, Burns, Bernie Williams. You have Will Smith that has some toilet paper on him or something. Not actually toilet paper. We got Scherzer, Trout. Well, I don't know where that piece of white came from. We had McClanahan, Lee, Satchel, Batty, Hall, McKenzie. We have Barry Larkin. I just want to say Satchel Paige goes to the Baltimore Orioles traditionally. We have Bo Jackson, Adley Rutschman, Cabrera, Mayer, Griffey Jr., Ruiz, Jimenez. We have Going Yard, Julio Rodriguez, Mark McGuire, Casas, Hall, Rollins, Vientos, Stroman, Bo Jackson. I will break that leaf after this if you guys do fill it up. If not, I'll hard push it tomorrow even more. A lot of good autographs in that leaf. I know that the first case was, I'll openly admit it, I think the case, it obviously had some Otanis and some higher end autos in it, but I think it could have been better than what it was. We have Cal Raleigh, Garcia, Will Brennan, Riount, Seager, Otani, Jordan Diaz. We have another Cody Thomas. Maybe that means we'll get 3 autos in here because those autos are pretty back-to-back. Roger Clemens, Wisniewski, Cabrera, Adames, Cortez, Blade. And the refractor on the Corbin Burns. One of the Brewers and John. I wonder if they're going to re-sign Burns or not. We have Johnny Bench, Baez, Anderson, Willie Stargell, Cavalli, Cruz, Downs, Bobby Witt Jr., Triumphants. I just think there could have been more veteran autographs. We have Marte and Muncy are retired players. Veterans, retired players, whatever you want to call them. I think there was just a little bit more potential than what we got. I think we got a lot of the younger guys in the autographs. We have Benintendi, Dontrelle Willis, Pujols, Robinson, Bogarts, Mountcastle, Nolan Gorman. We have Mullins, Bagwell, Molina, Mays, Hunter, Semien, Babe Ruth, Assad, Alex Rodriguez, Ortiz, Torkelson, Corbin Carroll, Gooden, Gosman, Ray, Goldschmidt, Boggs, Morgan, Burleson, Luis Robert. And I'm probably not the biggest person to bitch about it, but I definitely went off on Twitter today when it came to breakers were bitching about Stadium Club that there's not all these high-end autographs in Stadium Club. Look, for the price of a box of Stadium Club, it's about $130 to $135 a box. What product are you getting 2 on-card autographs where you're going to get a Mike Trout and a Shohei Ohtani in every box for $135? What the fuck do they think this is? Are they expecting to get obviously, I think they should do a little bit better, like Gabe said, where I think they should maybe I think they should have more guys like a Don Mattingly just sign more cards or something like that. Guys that are fan favorites of each team. I think they could do that better. There has not been any. There's been a Corbin Carroll Chrome, I think. Yeah, there's a Corbin Carroll Stadium Club Chrome. We have Mattingly, Steer, Robert. But the biggest thing that breakers do that pissed me off more than anything, we have Seaver, Lindor, Fielder, Wainwright. When they're breaking, Anthony Volpe is Riley, Freddie Freeman, Lodolo is mispronouncing names and not even trying to correct themselves. We have Bello, Haniger, Veritek, Telez, Vargas, Contreras. We have Kodai Senga. Oh, here we go. Todd Helton should be in, and Don Mattingly should not be in. But we're not going to have that discussion because it's going to turn into Pete Rose is overrated. That's where that discussion is going to end up going. We have Larry Walker, Michael Grove, Robinson, Henderson, Taylor Ward, Ricky Henderson. We have Ricky Henderson on the Chrome. But no, in general, if you look at Todd Helton's numbers, even if you take him away from Coors, like, you know, adjust his numbers for not playing at Coors, like, he'd still be in the Hall of Fame. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Don Mattingly's a great player, but he's like, oh my God, Steve, stop. Derek Jeter is overrated, like, actually overrated. We have Juan Soto on the black. Ortiz, Woods Richardson, Glavine, Webb, Maddox, Murphy, Gallen, Harper, Bieber, and Jack Flaherty. I actually don't hate Jeter. Like, I think Jeter should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. We have Rafael Devers. There was 2 autographs in that box, right? We had 2. Oh yeah, it was just 2 like, they were like back to back. I was just saying that because we had 2 boxes yesterday that when the autographs were close, there was a 3rd autograph in there. Doesn't mean there should be a 3rd autograph. I was gonna say, I just figured maybe we would get lucky. What I'm actually really excited for, and I don't know how I'll be able to break it, but I'm definitely going to open at least a pack for myself, and Gabe might be excited about this, but I don't know if you watch anime or not, but One Piece has a trading card game. Pete Rose is a prime example too, Mike, but I'll keep going. I was just say, Pete Rose is like the Joe Johnson of Major League Baseball. The guy will drop you 30 points a game, but he also take 30 shots. Just a straight volume guy. But anyway, I'll say One Piece has a trading card game, and I actually have. And when the next set comes out in June, I actually have allocation for it. Oh, Pete Rose should 100% be in the Hall of Fame. No doubt about it. Pete Rose, in my eyes, is a Hall of Famer. You can also, like, he's not the best hitter to ever play baseball. He's just not. And people give him that distinction, just like people give Derek Jeter being the best shortstop ever. The dude wasn't even the best shortstop on his team. A-Rod was a better shortstop and was just humble. Nah. The problem is, and that's actually the argument I had with Mike yesterday about Jones, is if Andrew Jones gets in, I do think Omar Vizquel has to be in. I didn't say he's a bum, Mike. I said he's just overrated. It doesn't mean he's a bum. Yeah, but let's be honest. The gambling's really weird, right? Because they just had that kid Boet or whatever from the LSU Tigers. Like, this man is about to go to jail or whatever else for gambling. I get he was underage, but Bill Mazeroski. No, Willie Stargell's not overrated. No one even considers him to be like one of the best first basemen ever. He's not overrated. He is what he is. And I'm going to say this sincerely. He mostly got in the Hall of Fame for winning a World Series with the Pirates, having the whole We Are family, thing and being um, a great movement for the culture. We have Benintendi, Willis, Pujols, Marte, Waters, Mathewson, Green, Martinez, Bagwell, Molina, Mays, Garrett, Thomas. We're going to have Freddie Freeman. We have Yoshida, Puckett, Ortiz, Torkelson, Carroll, Yastrzemski, Piazza. We got nice hit for the Mets here. This is what I'm talking about. Some of these veteran autographs. Like, look. Does David Wright sell for a ton of money? No. But why can't I have 1,000 David Wright autographs in here? Not that I want 1,000 per se. I'm using an exaggerated number. But nice hit for the Mets. And that's going to be going to Steve. Like, not a huge, not a guy that's like, oh my god, like, he's the best player in the world, but he's a huge fan favorite, so like, people want to collect him, right? We have Musgrove, Mauer, Morgan, Burleson, Robert, Manoah, Ernie Banks, Otani, Jacob deGrom, Nola, Brennan, Yount, Seager, Verlander, Hoskins, Cobb, Hesley, McCarthy, Glavine, Webb, Maddox, India. We have Charlie Blackmon, Harper, Morel, Stout, Cabrera, Adames, Cortez, Ohapi, Guerrero. We have a 22 out of 50 Will Smith on the blue going to the Dodgers. That's going to go to Kevin Britton. We have, what do you mean? Chris Davis was that in his era of baseball. We have Rogers, Stargell, Cavalli, Cruz, Outman, Winfield, Cal Raleigh, Devers, and Ted Williams. Chris Davis is a story of I forgot to properly apply for having a drug exemption. For my Adderall, and then without my Adderall, I suck at baseball, is a prime example of Chris Davis. We have DL Hall, Jimmy Rollins, Vientos, Walker, Musial. I am 100% confident if he applies for the waiver for his Adderall properly, that he is probably going down in history right now as one of the best first basemen to ever play for the Orioles. We have Castillo, Alonso, Tucker, Fielder, Wainwright, Thomas, Wheeler, Story, Witt. We have Fried, Realmuto, Haniger, Veritek, Tellez, Scherzer, but he fucked himself up by not applying for the waiver, so it is what it is. We have Greg Maddux. He's a big what-if case. I was going to say. Severino, Gonzalez, Machado, Robinson, Henderson, Wagner, McKenzie, Will Smith. Unlike Josh Hamilton that needed to be off of the drugs, Chris Davis needed to be on the drugs. We have Ichiro, Peraza, Bob Gibson, Waldachuk, Bellinger, Colas, Hall, Nootbaar. We have Michael Grove for the Dodgers. Going for the Dodgers, going to Kevin Britton. I will say I was watching a documentary about Japanese baseball. Man, them dudes are crazy. We have Guerrero Jr., Dawson, Votto, Abreu, Woodruff, Ruiz, Jimenez, Garrett Cole, Darvish, Thurman Munson. They pretty much run their baseball programs in youth like they're a soccer academy in Europe. We have Nimmo, Mathewson, Cobb, Gallen, Otani. We have Jock Peterson on whatever that insert is called. We have Betts, Stanton, Hayes, Biggio, Bogarts, Dale Murphy, Christopher Morel on a Stadium Club Chrome. We have Bellinger, Horner, and McClanahan. Newbar didn't grow up in Japan, though. He gets to play for the Japanese team because his mom was Japanese or whatever. His dad was Dutch, and I think his mom was Japanese or something like that. Julio Rodriguez. So who's he going to play for, the Netherlands or the Japanese? Like, let's be honest. I mean, so do Red Sox fans. There's Red Sox fans in here that think that Dustin Pedroia should probably be in the Hall of Fame. Do I think Pedroia could get in? Maybe, just because he played second base, but I don't think he's a shoo-in. Look, if Jeff Kent's steroid taking ass can't get in the Hall of Fame, Pedroia's not allowed in there either. Next thing you know, we're going to be asking for Veritek to get in on the Veterans Committee. He played in the same era as Chuck Knobloch, Austin. Come on now. Don't be disrespectful. There's also this guy named Brett Boone. He was pretty fucking awful in the field, too. There's been some awful guys that tried to hide at second base, especially in the steroid era. Like Brett Boone went that, like, Brett Boone went from being like 155 pounds soaking wet to like 250 in like a year and a half. We have Wright, Bichette, Palmer. We have Jeter Downs. Have Juan Soto on the photo variation going to the Padres, and Chuck. We have Ronald Acuna Jr., Assad, Alex Rodriguez, Cronenworth, Chipper Jones, Varsho, Siri. We have Stroman, Thurman Munson, Goldschmidt, Boggs, Abrams, Langeliers, Buxton, Volpe, Riley, Oscar Colas. We have, I never said that Brett Boone was nasty, but what I was trying to say was Brett Boone played shitty defense. We have Lindor, Massey, Canseco, Bay, Witt Jr., Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We have Spencer Steer for the Reds. Going to Kyle Wellman. We have Gorman, Mullins, Arenado, Jeter, Grosjean, Semien, Brooks Robinson, Kreidler, Bo Jackson, Rutschman, Green, Moreno, Mel Ott, Gosman, Hunter, We're going to have Devers, McGuire, and Casas. We have Jones, Stevenson, Freeman, Spencer Steer, Dwight Gooden, Sale, Roger Clemens, Wisniewski, Rodon, Gray, Ryan, Blade, Mattingly, Dawson, Bieber, and Flaherty. She left the group, I was going to say. We have Bregman, Vaughn, Diaz, Vargas. You guys literally laughed her out of the building. We have Contreras, Eckersley, Baez, Anderson, Albies, Freeman, Hornsby, Ward, Henderson, Soto, Marte, Muncy, Pasquantino, Syndergaard, Torres, Barrios, Contreras, Torres again, Raleigh, Garcia, Eckersley, Severino, Larkin, Rivera, Josh Jung, Triumvirates. We have Lodolo, Bello, Castillo, Piazza, Tovar, Paguero, Syndergaard, Michael Garcia for the Royals. So we go to Tim Carson. Had a nice little break so far. Got the Witt on the refractor earlier, chrome refractor, and then gets the Garcia. We have Walker, Grove, Strider, Alvarez, Trout, Reynolds. You probably weren't here yet, Mike. Ozzie Smith, Alvarez, Ortiz, Wood Richardson, Stowers, Cease, Skubal, Acuna, Yogi Berra, 23 out of 199 on the orange Yelich. But pretty much I explained, like, if she was in here all the time regularly, like, I would have at least countered and been like, hey, this is what I could really do, like, minimum. But, like, she must have thought it was Facebook Marketplace. We have Franco, Peterson, Burns, Williams, Correa, Martinez, Gabriel Moreno on the chrome. We have JJ Blade, Perez, and Suzuki. I don't know if anybody. I know that, speaking of Tristan Casas, I'm just. Also, please, anybody, I'll say it again. If you want your box topper, please let me know. If you don't say anything or let me know in private, it will not get sent to you. I did not offer that, but thanks. I heard Austin loves to do that, but not me. I don't even know how many teams are left in Leaf. I think all the big teams are gone in Leaf, right? Didn't everybody take the bigger teams? Oh no, there's still the Guardians, which that's my biggest puzzle. Like I know Jared had been trying to chase Charlie Sheen and didn't have a lot of luck with the Guardians in the first case, but most of the time there's people beating each other up over trying to get Charlie Sheen, and that team's still open. I'm still surprised there because Charlie Sheen sells. Him and his HIV. Although he probably has some Magic Johnson special pills and doesn't have it anymore. He got enough money for their... Did he do something that I don't know about? We have Corbin Carroll, Joe Morgan, Burleson, Crawford, Bench, Grove, Aranda, Posey, Luis Robert, Cabrera, Adames, Kershaw, Fisk, Robert, Chapman, Sandberg, Cortez, Stargell, Cavalli, Hernandez, Kirby, Gray, Ruth, Soto, Cruz, Hall, Jimmy Rollins, Wallner, Verdugo. We have Ken Griffey Jr. on the going yard, Yordan Alvarez and Matt Olson. We have Vientos. Fielder, Wainwright, Will Clark, Rodon. We have Brewer, Hicklin. Going to the Royals. Andrew McCutcheon, Urias, Frank Thomas, Haniger, Veritek. I'm still so confused by the Pirates signed Aroldis Chapman. We have Aaron, Brady Singer, Dylan Cease, Murphy, Bryce Harper, Tellez, Jackie Robinson, Gunnar Henderson, Davis, Crawford, Freeman, Joe Ryan, Sosa, Wagner, Waldachuk, Bellinger, Brett, Arozarena, Torrey Hunter. We have Ichiro and Liberatore. We have Colas, Votto, Abreu, Hernandez, Senga, Hernandez, Matsui, Harris II, Woodruff, Nimmo, Mathewson, Johnson, VR, Buxton, Eddie Murray, Meneses, Cobb, Hayes, Biggio, Hoskins, Bo Bichette on the refractor. Going to the Blue Jays. And Mike Novak. David VR, Tatis Jr., Springer, Arenado, Jeter, Groshans, Blackman, and Verlander. We have Lindor. Hey, and the NL Central's pretty dog shit. They actually do have a chance if everyone stays healthy and plays close to their potential. We have Detmers, Cole, Green, Moreno, Mel Ott, India, Randy Johnson. Now, do I think they're going to do that? No, I think they're going to end up... We got J.J. Bleday here for the Oakland Athletics. I think they're going to win about 70 games and suck ass, but... We have Kwan, Swanson, Jones, Stevenson, Freeman, Marte, Waters, Mike Trout, Schwarber, Yelich, Rodon, Gray, Ryan, Gehrig, Thomas, Marte, Hensley, McCarthy, Massey, Canseco, Banks, Yastrzemski, Pete Alonso. The only reason I say that is because we have Garcia, Morel, and Stott. Is because if they bring up, let's say they bring up Nick Gonzalez, they move Paguero to shortstop permanently, and then they have Cruz in the outfield with Reynolds, and then Henry Davis plays better this year. I mean, he didn't play bad last year, but let's say he plays up to what a first overall pick should be. I do think that they have a chance to be pretty decent because the division isn't great. But it's all going to depend how well, like, the Mitch Kellers and does Quinn Priester take the leap that he should? Does Ludzinski come in and pitch well as, like, the third or fourth guy in the rotation? What's his name? They signed that lefty, too, right? Because then they sign it. Then they sign another pitcher, too, from Texas. Well, I think they're moving O'Neal Cruz to center field, right? Oh, here we go. The Cards fan club is out. We have Aaron Judge. The Cardinals have 0 pitching. That is their problem. Their pitching staff is horrendous. The Cardinals, that is. I think their lineup's going to be a lot better this year, but who's in their starting rotation? Unless I'm missing somebody. The team that's real scary is the Reds, because if those guys all take a leap, they're going to be disgusting. Because last year, McLean and Noelvi Marte were, if you look at their numbers are good. And then you throw in, if you get Ellie De La Cruz, if you get, when he first came up compared to sucking ass in the second half and makes his adjustments, they could be a scary team in the NL Central for sure. And they have all that young pitching where, like, if Hunter Green and Lodolo and Graham Ashcraft, all those guys piece it together in their rotation. They could have the nastiest rotation in baseball. Oh, yeah, that's a lie. They're not the Dodgers, but you know what I mean. I'll just say. The Dodgers should have on paper by far the best rotation in baseball. The problem is the Orioles don't have the pitching coming up, and it seems like they don't want to spend money or trade prospects for pitching. Yeah, but 3 through 5, what do they have? A sack of potatoes, a used washing machine, and an orange cone? Like, cool. They go for that. They win 40% of their games and they're in third place. I was gonna say. Oh, you have Cabrera, Adames. I mean, I guess if like Gracefo takes a step, and then you have, it's Gracefo, right, or Gracefo, however you say his name. We have Cortez, Jung, Baez. Like, I guess you could take a leap and he could be your third guy. James Outman, 2023 rookie, 1991 insert, 13 out of 25. Going to Kevin Britton. Nice hit here for the Dodgers. We have Paul Goldschmidt, Boggs, Stargell, Cavalli, Cruz, Paguero, Rivera, Mookie Betts, Seaver, Lindor, Hall, Rollins, Vientos, Reynolds, Smith, Muncy, Baez, and Tim Anderson. We have Fielder, Wainwright, Frank Thomas. That's another team that has a nasty pitching staff. We have Acuna Jr., Jose Abreu again. We have Marte, Muncy, Willis, Pujols, Bagwell, Volpe, Riley, Brett, Roger Clemens, Wisniewski, Molina, Mays, Ortiz, Vargas, Contreras, Buxton, Bieber, Flaherty, Torkelson, Corbin Carroll, Ward, Henderson. We have Chris Bryant on the orange, which is going to be an 68 out of 99 on the chrome. Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals do have a chance to be good, but the same thing, like, the Pirates' rotation is not great because they have a lot of question marks. It's the same thing with the Cardinals. That's why I said the Reds are the ones that could be scary, because if those dudes take a leap, like, they all have electric arms. We have Senga, Gorman, Mullins, Morgan, Burleson, Robert, Barrios, Contreras, Tim Anderson, Assad, and Alex Rodriguez. I think the influx of Japanese players is like super good for parity in the league. I think having the Japanese players come over and they take starting spots, it makes some of the Dominicans and American players that would be like, oh, that's going to be like, he's going to go on a team and be the third guy, but he really could be a 1 or 2 somewhere else because he's that good of a pitcher. They're going to go to other teams like the Pirates or the small market teams to be like the ace, because the small market teams are going to be able to try to sign some of these guys compared to, like, the Dodgers can only have so many starting pitchers, right? Like, somebody's getting pushed out of that rotation, so a starter is going to have to go somewhere else. There's only so many starting spots in Major League Baseball. We have Haniger, we have Veritek, Tellez, Correa, Martinez, Pena, because there's going to be a huge influx of Japanese players that come over in the next, like, decade. We have Raleigh, Garcia, Robinson, Henderson, Wagner, Brown, Rizzo, Rodriguez, Lodolo, Bello, Waldachuk, Bellinger, Colas, Terang, Carew, Nimmo, Walker, Grove, Votto, Abreu, Woodruff, Grisham, and Gore. We have Triumvirates. We have Ortiz, Woods, Richardson, Nimmo, Mathewson, Cobb, Gwynn, Woodruff. We have Jared Young for the Cubs. It's going to go to Regis. We have Wander Franco, Jock Peterson, Cobrian Hayes, Biggio, Arenado, Bo Naylor, Riley, Perez, Suzuki, Jeter, Groshans, Hunter Green, Trey Turner, Snell. We have 17 out of 50 Diamondback, Jake McCarthy on the blue. I will say next year I'm not even sure what to do about the prices for the Reds. Price and breaks is going to be, I'm hoping other breakers don't just like completely price them ridiculously. We have Aaron Judge, Chisholm, Moreno, Ott, Bell, Alcantara, Senga. Because they have, like, probably you could argue 3 of the top 10 rookies in the product. It's going to be in product because they have Noelvi Marte, who no one's really talking about, but I'm telling you, people are going to know who Noelvi Marte is if he keeps playing the way he was at the end of the year. We have Josh Smith and Adolis Garcia, and then obviously Valley de la Cruz. Somebody else for the Reds, too, that's supposed to be really good. Yeah, CES, that's it. Like, that's not, like, that's, like, better than what the Orioles, what the Orioles rookie class was this year. And you could argue with Grayson Rodriguez, Rutschman, and Henderson that was, I mean, the Orioles were stacked, and I think the Reds are going to have a better rookie class in cards next year than the Orioles had this year. Plus, you have the Martian. You have, I mean, I don't know when J. Dom's going to be healthy again, obviously coming off of the Tommy John, but you still have one of the most hyped prospects ever in Jason Dominguez. You have a guy in product that no one's even talking about. Jordan Lawler. No one's even talking about Jordan Lawler. He could be the starting shortstop for the Diamondbacks. We have Brett Baty. or starting third baseman or whatever. Like, there's a good chance he's going to be in the starting lineup opening day. And he's nasty, too, as a prospect. No one's even talking about him. That's how good the rookie class is. There's a guy that's been a top 20 prospect for like the last 2 years. No one's even talking about him being a rookie next year in the product. I think it might be because he doesn't have a base card in Series 1, but he does have autographs. He'll probably headline Series 2 with there's somebody else that's a bigger name. Noelvi Marte doesn't have base cards in Series 1. He'll be a Series 2 guy as well. But they'll still have autographs and cards in the other 2024 products before Series 2 comes out. Sounds good, Austin. Have a good night. We have Glavin, Webb, Maddox, Johnson, VR, Peterson, Murphy, Harper, Tavar, Strider, Alvarez, Manoa, Banks, Cruz, Detmers, Cole, Larkin, Castillo, Piazza, Ohapi, Guerrero, Green, Quan, Swanson, Torres, Eckersley, Severino, Outman, and Dave Winfield. Very happy Dave Winfield. We have Schwarber again, Yelich, Mike Trout, Stowers, Cease, Yastrzemski, Gehrig, Moreno, Tatis, Springer, Mays, Ortiz, Torkelson, Davis, Crawford, Gehrig, Babe Ruth, Soto, Pujols, Bagwell, Molina, Brett, Rosarena, Soto, Alvarez, Olson, Benintendi, Willis, Hernandez, Senga. We got Cal Ripken for the Orioles. Nice little hit here on the whatever this golden chrome is. Going to Tim. We have Yastrzemski, McCutchen, and Urias. Will Brennan, Yount, Seager, Hoskins, Wander Franco. We have Bo Naylor for the Guardians. We can go to Regis. That might be what it's called, is gold minted. We have Joe Ryan, Sosa, Edward Cabrera, Meyer, Griffey Jr., Blackman, Verlander, Judge, Ichiro, Liberatore, Lee, Page, Batty, Waters, India, Suzuki, Matsui, Harris II, Skubal, Burns, Williams, Alec Thomas, Marte, Brooks Robinson. It is a tough. I know it's a tough pull. I just couldn't remember what the actual parallel is called. We have Meneses, Diaz, Albies, Freeman, Story, Walker, Witt Jr., Morrell, Stott, Buxton, Bregman, Vaughn, Scherzer, Wheeler, India, Green, Edgar Martinez, Abrams, Langeliers, McKenzie, Smith, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on the chrome. We got Muncy, Yoshida, Puckett, Hornsby, Pasquantino, Noah Syndergaard, Musial, Groshans. We have Jonah Bride on the autograph. David Hensley, and Jake McCarthy. We have Ichiro for the Mariners. I really can't get a... I know, Gabe, you mentioned something on your personal page about Netflix. I really cannot wrap my head around trying to pay for Netflix. I feel like they just don't produce enough stuff to justify the $25 cost. And I mean, I love stand-up. I just feel like compared to other things, the price just doesn't, like, verify. Like, it just doesn't make any sense compared to, like, just having Paramount Plus or HBO or whatever else. Although HBO is kind of a little bit overpriced for what it is, too. Like, they do produce some good shows, but, like, there's, like, maybe 2 or 3 good shows they have, period. Oh, we pulled 2 of them yesterday. Yeah, but what movie? Like, I mean... I guess they've had some decent stuff, but, man, I don't know. It might be something I get, like, every, like, 3 months or whatever, watch whatever's on the catalog, and then cancel it again. No, I mean, that's, John, that makes sense. I just didn't think it was that rare. I was going to say we got lucky then in the last case because I think we pulled 2 or 3 of them. We have Tavar, Spencer Strider, Alvarez, Bo Naylor, Gwynn, Verlander, Raleigh, Garcia, Trout, Stowers, Cease, Snell, Ripken. We have Brendan Nimmo, Lodolo, Bello, Glavin, Webb, Maddox, Bryant, Lodolo. We're going to have Cal Mitchell for the Pirates. We have Judge, Chisholm, Brennan, Yount, Seager, Gibson, and Prado. We have Acuna Jr., Perez, Suzuki, Skubal, Burns, Williams, Alcantara, Turner, Blackman, Walker, Grove, Lee, Page, Batty, Nootbaar, Bell, Trout, Ortiz, Woods, Richardson, Varsho, Abrams, Langeliers, Yogi Berra, Reynolds, Jones, Gorman, Mullins, Buxton, Bregman, Vaughn, J.D. Martinez, Acuna, Judge, Javier Assad, and Alex Rodriguez. We got Gleyber Torres, Eckersley, Severino, Terrain, Hoskins. We have Israel Pineda. To the Nationals. We have Javier Baez, Tim Anderson, Larkin, Castillo, Piazza, Grisham, Gore, Ronald Acuna Jr., Marte, Muncy, Benintendi, Willis, Pujols, Altuve, Guerrero Jr. on the 1991. We have Alvarez, Smith, Garcia, Bagwell, Molina, Hayes, Mitchell, Ramirez, 104 out of 199, Christy Mathewson to the New York Giants, a.k.a. the San Francisco Giants. Sandoval, J-Rod, Ortiz, Torkelson, Robbie Ray, Mountcastle. Got Miggy on the chrome. Kevin Gausman. Cabrera, Pena, Diaz, Albies, Freeman. Anthony Rizzo, Correa, Mel Ott, Goldschmidt, Boggs, Hornsby, Pasquantino, Syndergaard, Carew, Brown. We have Alvarez on the red. One of the Mets. We have Seaver, Lindor, Cabrera, Meyer, Ken Griffey Jr., Sale, Kreidler, Bello, Wander Franco, and Jock Peterson. Start on the last quarter of the case. Not yet. Another Salvador Perez. There's 4 boxes left. If you include this one. So this one and 3 more. 16 box case. So I said I think tomorrow I'm going to post a half case because I think some of the lower teams people will pick up for like that $15 to $25 range compared to the $50 like guys don't want to pick up the Athletics or whatever. Yeah, so Chrome, the Beam Team is an insert 1 per box. Or 1 per pack or whatever. In this, it's the case hit. It's been going on for an hour and 45 minutes. I'm gonna start charging you guys subscriber fees like Netflix. No, I'm joking. I can't believe there's breakers that do that shit and people pay it. Like, holy, I couldn't fucking imagine. Could you imagine getting in a break and I make you pay a monthly fee to get in my break? Like, bro, and people do that shit too and pay it. I don't understand. Like, I think Jab's family does that. Some of the guys on YouTube do that shit. Talk about a scam. We have Strider, Alvarez, Walker, Musial, Fernando Tatis Jr. on the chrome. We have Brandon Crawford, Yu Darvish, Munson, Woodruff, Nimmo, Cobb, Wallner, Verdugo, Altuve, Quan, Swanson, Cabrian Hayes, Biggio, Arenado, Singer, Clark, Stanton, Schwarber, Yelich, Jeter, and Groshans. We have J.P. Crawford, Hank Aaron. We're going to have nice Riley Green here, 4 out of 30 on the rainbow foil. It's actually a really nice card there. There has not been any Wander autographs. We have Ramirez, Hensley, McCarthy, Green, Moreno, Ott, Arozarena, Davis, Mike Trout on the red. We have Morel, Stott, Jones, Stevenson, Freeman, George Brett, Garrett Mitchell, Cal Stevenson for the Oakland Athletics. Oh, Pearl White, okay. A Pearl White insert. It looked like a rainbow foil, but I guess it makes sense that it's Pearl White and not the rainbow foil because of the numbered out of 30, because the rainbow foil's out of 25. We have Riley Green, Martinez, Rodon, Gray, Ryan. We have Hernandez, Senga, Verlander, Yoshida, Puckett, Massey, Canseco, Bay, Randy Johnson, VR. Got Spencer Strider on the photographer's proof for the Braves and Josh Templeton. We have Musgrove, Joe Mauer, David Wright, Bichette, Palmer, Verlander, Hoskins. We have Nick Lodolo, DeGrom, Nola, Cronenworth, Jones, Varsho, India, Blackman, McClanahan, Jimenez, Rogers, Abrams, Langeliers, Buxton, Marte, Waters, Judge, Rafael Devers, and Ted Williams. Alex Bregman, Vaughn, Diaz, Garrett, Thomas, Horner, Alonzo, Tucker, Albies, Freeman, Hornsby, Banks, Yastrzemski, Austin Riley. We have Fried, Realmuto, Pasquantino, Syndergaard, and Torres. We have Alek Manoah, Rutschman on the red. We have Brian Serven for the Rockies. We have Oscar Gonzalez, Machado, Eckersley, Severino, Larkin, Ohapi, Guerrero, Goldschmidt, Peraza, Gibson, Castillo, Piazza, Tovar, Outman, Winfield. We have Varsho, Guerrero, and Dawson. Box 14. Trey Turner. Oh, there's other cards that are back, but something that was a hit. All right, here we go. I have Wagner, Waldachuk, Bellinger, Barrios, Contreras, Casas, Franco, Peterson, Colas, Votto, Abreu, Rivera, Jung, Machado, Perez, Suzuki, Woodruff, Nimmo, Mathewson, Smith, Paguero, McGuire, Judge, Chisholm Jr., Mathewson, Cobb, and Brian Hayes. We got Yogi Berra, Reynolds. We have members only, Corbin Carroll. Going to the Diamondbacks. I think Steve grabbed the Astros. We have Josh Smith, Garcia, Biggio, Arenado, Jeter, Acuna. Andrew Vaughn, Eguy Rosario for the Padres. That's going to Chuck. Sandoval, Rodriguez, Groshans, Green, Moreno. Correa, JD Martinez, Aaron Judge, Cabrera. Pena, Mel Ott, Jones, Stevenson, Brown, Rizzo, Bregman, Aranda. Posey, Freeman, Rodon, Gray, Terang, Carew. Got Derek Jeter, Matt Chapman, and Sandberg. Nolan Ryan, Massey, Canseco, Vaughn Grisham, Gore, Buxton, Ruth, Soto. We had Bay, Wright, Bichette, Bo Naylor, Tony Gwynn, Schwarber, Alvarez, Olson, Palmer, Cronenworth, Jones, Snell, Ripken Jr., Crawford, McCutcheon, Urias, Varsho, Abrams, Langeliers, Alcantara, and Trey Turner. We got Kershaw, Murphy, Harper, Buxton, Bregman, Vaughn, Bell, Carlton, Fisk. We're going to have Yasniel Diaz. Went from the Dodgers to the Orioles, back to the Dodgers. At one point in time was a top 100 prospect and just has never really panned out. We have Joe Ryan, Sosa, Albies, Spencer Strider. Got Jordan Diaz. Oh, he must have just been a card that was turned over. We got Kreidler, Lars Nootbaar, Witt Jr., Ichiro, Liberatore, Freeman, Hornsby, Pasquantino. We have Prado, Sale, Kershaw, Matsui. Harris II, Syndergaard, Torres, Bryant, Gibson. Have Joey Votto on the chrome. Jordan Groshans, Eddie Murray, and Meneses. In the box 15. Got David Ortiz. We're on box 15. We have Tovar, Strider, Alvarez, Gallen, Otani, Massey, Gonzalez, Machado, Trout, Stowers, Cease, Bogarts, Murphy, Otani, Peraza, Gibson, Bay, David Wright, Bichette, Guerrero, Manoa, Grove, Green, Martinez, Palmer, Cronenworth, Jones, Winfield, Ohapi, Rodriguez, Yoshida, and Kirby Puckett. Have our show. Abrams, Langeliers. Musial, Outman, Raleigh, Musgrove, Maurer, Buxton, Bregman, Vaughn, Story, Walker. I have Gunnar Henderson on the beam team going to Tim Langhorne. Nice hit there for the Orioles. The Grom, Nola, Skubal, Burns, Williams, Simeon, Robinson, Ryan, Guerrero Jr., Dawson, Lee, Page, Batty, Gossman, Hunter, Otani. We have Yu Darvish and Thurman Munson. Oh, shit. Oh, I just had Meneses in the wrong pile. Greg Maddux, Benintendi, Stroman, Downs. We have Shea Langeliers on the chrome. Joey Votto on the black. McGuire, Casas, Diaz, Albies, Freeman, Wheeler. Canseco, Donnie Sands for the Tigers. We have Andres Jimenez, Rogers, Hornsby, Pasquantino. Syndergaard, Smith, Scherzer. Verlander, Devers, Williams, Torres, Eckersley, Severino, Hall. McKenzie, Tristan McKenzie. We have another beam team, and this is a red. Dude, what a box. Going to the Mets and Steve. Pete Alonso, Tucker, Cabrera, Meyer, Griffey Jr., Dwight Gooden, Rosa Reyna, Josh. Talk about a box. Josh Jung going to the Rangers and Robbie Coleman. 2 beam teams and a Josh Jung. We have Betts, Stanton, Brennan, Yount, Seager, Mattingly, Steer, Schmidt, Horner, McClanahan, Glavin, Webb, Witt Jr., Blade, Alec Manoa, Bo Jackson, Rutschman, Larkin, Castillo, Piazza, Ruiz, Jimenez, Starling Marte, Max Fried, and Realmuto. The last box here. Good luck to everybody. Rafael Devers. All right, let's get rolling. We got Pasquantino, Syndergaard, Torres, Hernandez, Kirby Garcia, Ryan, Sosa, Eckersley, Severino, Larkin, Wallner, Verdugo, Alvarez, Ichiro, Liberatore, Jones, Stevenson, Freeman, Kryler, Nootbaar, Guerrero, Sandoval, J-Rod, Rodon, Gray, Ryan, Prado, Sale, Otani, Cabrera, Pena, Massey, Canseco, Bay, Bryant, Gibson, Ohapi, Aranda, Posey, David Wright, Bichette, Palmer, Ramirez, and Altuve. I have Austin Riley. I have Chapman and Sandberg. Cronenworth, Jones, Varsho, Garrett Mitchell, Dave Winfield. Will Benson for the Reds. He's another guy that had a pretty decent year for the Reds. It's relatively young. We have Babe Ruth, Soto, Castillo, Piazza, Tovar, Singer, Clark, Smith, Matsui, and Harris III. Harris II. We have Strider, Alvarez, Trout, Crawford, Hank Aaron. We have Triumvirates on the Julio, Murray, Meneses, Stowers, Cease, Skubal, Davis, Biggio, Bubba Thompson for the Rangers. Tatis Jr., Springer, Burns, Williams, Corey Lee, Brett, Rosarena, Bichette, Detmers, and Garrett Cole. Page, Batty, Cabrera, Hernandez, Senga, Hayes, Kwan, Swanson, Meyer, Griffey Jr., Johnson, VR, Pasquantino, we have Brian Bello, Schwarber, Yelich, Abrams, Langeliers, Buxton, Ray, Mountcastle, Soto, Alvarez, Olson, Bregman, Vaughn, Jordan Diaz, Crawford, Bench, Judge, McCutcheon, Urias, Albies, Freeman. Got Hornsby, Kershaw, Fisk, Dwight Gooden, Murphy, and Harper. That's going to be the break. Let's do a quick recap of the hits. On the non-autos there at the side, we got Corbin Carroll on the members only. Strider on the photographer's proof. We have Austin Riley on the white pearl. Riley Green on the white pearl. Chrissy Mathewson on the orange. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on the 1991. We're going to have the gold-plated Cal Ripken Jr. Hold on one second. We're going to have Senga on the chrome. McCarthy on the blue. Chris Bryant on the orange. Bichette on the chrome refractor. Yelich on the orange, Groshans on the rainbow foil, Morel on the chrome, Maddox on the rainbow foil, Will Smith on the blue, Bernie Williams on the photographer's proof, members only Chris Bryant, Burns on the refractor, Harper on the black, and then Bobby Witt Jr. on the refractor. The autographs that are not on the board. We're going to have Bubba Thompson, Will Benson, Donnie Sands, Diaz, Eguy Rosario, Brian Serven, Cal Stevenson, Israel Pineda, Cal Mitchell, Jonah Bride, have Bo Naylor for the Guardians, Jared Young, J.J. Bleday, Brewer Hicklin, have Miguel Garcia, Michael Grove for the Dodgers, Cody Thomas, Jermaine Palacios, Davis Martin, and Michael Stefanik. Back row, we're going to have Ernie Banks on the orange, Cody Thomas on the autograph, Senga on the orange, Spencer Steer on the auto, and Going Yard Shohei on the black. We have Connor Capel, Greg Weissert out of 50 on the red. We got Cole Raggins. Simeon Woods Richardson on the autograph, and Corbin Carroll in the Stadium Club Chrome. Instavision Mike Trout. Matt Wallner and Steele Walker. Then we're going to have David Wright on the autograph. Juan Soto on the photo variation. We have the Stadium Club out of 25 to 2023 rookie card, James Outman. Josh Jung on the base, and we have the Alvarez Beam Team red, which isn't numbered, but it is the red. And then we have the Beam Team base Gunnar Henderson, and that's going to be the break. For everybody hit, congratulations. For everybody that didn't, hopefully a better luck next time. Still not 100% sure if I'm going to post a half case or a full case tomorrow, but nonetheless, we'll post another either half case or full case at Stadium Club tomorrow. I appreciate everybody for getting in and sticking with me for the longer breaks. I know Stadium Club is a long break, so I appreciate y'all if you sat here and watched. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I appreciate y'all as always. Please have a good night and be safe. I will catch y'all tomorrow. And please, if you want your box toppers, let me know, whether it's in private or back in this video.